You know, sometimes in life you feel like your situation is bad, and then someone else tells you their situation, and your situation is actually good. Well, that's what actually happened today when I met up with this girl that I knew from primary school, and she told me about her breakup. So she met this guy back in January, and she met him when he was at a high. So, he was like the best version of himself. And she fell in love with that version. I guess they dated. She even met his parents on the third date. Everything was going well. Fast forward a couple months later, he started getting back on weed. He already had an addiction, he stopped, but he got back on his addiction. And so maybe a month ago, they started having problems in the relationship since he was a bit too high, and his best friend smoked also, which didn't help in anything. And so they broke up with each other, I guess, 3 days ago, and it didn't really end well. He first asked her to go hang out at his house, then she said no. So then he told her to meet her at the park. And so they met up, and he just decided to act mature and say that we should end this relationship because I'm not in a good phase in my life and I'm smoking too much and it's affecting my relationship with you, blah, blah, blah. And this girl was in love with him, so she was ready to help him even on his lowest low. But obviously, someone that is very addicted to weed and has a best friend that is addicted to weed, he's not gonna stop smoking. It was just an excuse to break up with her. The problem now is that this girl is in denial, which means that being in denial is not a good thing because you could be in denial for the rest of your life. And she's the type of girl that never really processes her emotions and prefers to just numb them. And you should never numb your emotions. You should face them and then eventually get over them. And to make matters worse, her parents divorced, and her dad, his first ever relationship was her mom, and he never got over her and he never went with someone else. And her mom, she directly got into another relationship. And when she tries to talk with her parents about these types of things, they just shut her down and try to use logic instead of actually helping her process her emotions. And so, yeah, sometimes we think that, I don't know, our situation is bad, or we had a bad breakup, or we're just fucked forever. But most of us were actually good. If you're someone highly self-aware and very emotionally intelligent, you're not gonna fall in the trap of being in denial for the rest of your life. You're gonna process your emotions, you're gonna suffer, and eventually get over it. And so just be grateful in life because there's always someone that has it worse than you.